Here is a question nobody in Hollywood ever answers honestly. What does it actually feel like when the entire world decides, in the space of 24 hours, that your body is their business? Ariana Grande found out. And the answer changed her in ways the headlines never fully captured. Imagine being one of the most photographed women on the planet. Every appearance documented. Every outfit dissected. Every candid moment turned into content before you've even walked back through your own front door. Now imagine that one single photograph, taken on what should have been a completely ordinary private day, becomes the most talked about image of the entire year. Not because of your music, not because of your artistry, but because of what you were wearing and what people decided that meant about you. That is exactly what happened to Ariana Grande. And what followed revealed something uncomfortable about all of us. What most people don't realize is that Ariana Grande has spent the majority of her public life being scrutinized in ways that have nothing to do with her extraordinary talent. She entered the spotlight as a teenager, bright, ambitious, genuinely gifted, and almost immediately discovered that fame comes with a condition nobody warned her about. The condition is this: your image belongs to everyone except you. Her music career is the kind that most artists only dream about. Record-breaking albums, sold-out world tours, chart positions that redefined what pop success looks like in the streaming era. She has proven, repeatedly and undeniably, that she is one of the defining musical voices of her generation. And yet, at any given moment, the conversation can shift. Away from the art, toward the appearance. Away from the achievement, toward the outfit. That shift happened the moment those photos surfaced. At first glance, the reaction looked like typical celebrity gossip. A viral image, a trending hashtag, thousands of opinions flooding social media within hours. But look closer at what people were actually saying, and something more troubling emerges. The conversation wasn't really about a bikini. It was about control. About the unspoken rules society writes for women in the public eye. Rules about how they should look, how much they should show, what choices are acceptable and which ones invite criticism. Ariana Grande broke one of those unwritten rules that day, and the internet made sure she knew it. But here's where the story gets interesting. The surprising part was not the criticism. Celebrities face criticism constantly. It comes with the territory, and most develop armor against it over time. What surprised people was the depth of the conversation that followed. Fans pushed back hard. They pointed out the impossible standards placed on women in entertainment. They highlighted the years Ariana had spent openly discussing her struggles with anxiety, trauma, and the mental health toll of living her entire adult life under a microscope. Suddenly, the image wasn't just a fashion moment. It was a flashpoint for something much bigger. What most people don't realize is that behind Ariana's carefully curated public image is a woman who has fought battles that make fashion criticism look almost laughably small. She survived personal tragedies that would have ended most careers. She rebuilt herself publicly while grieving privately. She continued making music, connecting with fans, and showing up, even when showing up cost her more than anyone watching could possibly understand. The body image conversation that exploded around those photos touched something real in millions of people. Not just fans, but ordinary women who understood exactly what it feels like to have your choices, your appearance, your body treated as public property open for debate. Ariana's moment became a mirror. And what people saw reflected back was a culture that still has an enormous amount of growing to do. Fame is a strange and often cruel contract. It asks you to be visible, completely, constantly, without reservation. And then it punishes you for exactly that visibility. Ariana Grande has lived inside that contradiction for over a decade. And she has done it while continuing to create, to evolve, and to refuse the version of herself that the outside world keeps trying to write for her. That is not a small thing. That is quietly, genuinely heroic. Because, at the end of the day, a photograph is just a photograph. But the story of a woman who keeps choosing herself, keeps creating on her own terms, and keeps moving forward despite the noise, that story is worth far more than any viral moment. The pictures don't lie, but they also don't tell the whole truth. Only she gets to do that. If this story resonated with you, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. More stories that go deeper than the headline are coming. Stay with us.